That's the best part of it. You don't have to worry about having all these printers installed on your server. It just makes all the printers work. It's licensed in several different options too, just like SplitView is. There's a program called Observe It, which is really, really neat. It's actually like a screen recording program for your terminal servers. You know, as users are working on your terminal server, they're in the background so you can't see what they're doing. But if you need to see what they're doing, Observe It will actually make a video of how they're working on their server. A great little tip I got from an agency actually a week or two ago that I love, that we've done for a couple agencies in the past that we need to remember, is consider using different backgrounds. As simple as that sounds, we hear a lot that when users are having problems or they're unable to do something, that sometimes they don't remember if they're working on their own computer or if they're connected to the remote office, because the screens can look a lot alike. So using a different background on your remote office computer or your terminal server, makes it easier for your users to remember what system they're working in. It makes it easier for supporting them. If you've got a lot of users working remotely and your terminal server is overloaded, or if you want that extra surety of always being able to have their users connect, you can actually cluster them. You can get a couple of terminal servers and hook them together in a way so if one of them is down, your users automatically connect to the one that's up. We've got a couple larger customers that use this, and it's been a lifesaver. It ensures that users are always going to be able to work remotely. And we talked a little bit about the beginning of Outlook Web Access. I mentioned that it's greatly enhanced in Exchange Server 2007, which has been out for a couple years now. A really great tool, and I find that most of the time I'm just using Outlook Web Access for working remotely now, because it looks and feels exactly like Outlook 2007. And it has all the capabilities that Outlook does that haven't been there in the past. Like you can flag items and set reminders, which I do all the time, so I don't forget to get back to people. And it finally has the real address list. Just like in Outlook, when you click 2 to send somebody an email, that's all there. A tip that we really should be taken to heart too is if you're using Outlook Web Access, it's a very good idea to secure it with SSL. And what that is, an SSL certificate is basically like a way to encrypt your site. It can be purchased from lots of different online vendors, and it's easy to set up for your site. And it just enhances the security of your email system, because when your users are accessing it, all that's going over a website in an open web connection. So this would essentially make your Outlook Web Access secure, just like any online store that you go to is, when you see the little lock icon appear in the bottom of your system. So I'm going to give you a little look at the new Outlook Web Access here. This is again the Outlook Web Access with Exchange 2007. One of the big reasons to go to a new Exchange server, especially if your server is aging or if you're using 2000 server that's not even supported anymore. This is a great tool. You can see it does look just like Outlook 2007. And I wanted to prove to everybody that it really does have the real address list. It shows your global address list. It shows your different contact lists all from one place. No more having to search for individuals by typing in their name and then hitting search and adding. Makes it a lot quicker and easier to use. The calendar is fully functional. You'll see that everything can be dragged and dropped and right-clicked on, just like it can in normal Outlook. And when you're creating appointments, you can see the free busy data of everybody else in Outlook too, so you know when your users are going to be available or not. So, good thing to consider for your remote workers is upgrading your Exchange server, giving a lot more email capabilities and a lot quicker. Fully functional task list as well. Okay, so that brings us to the end. I'd like to thank everybody for joining our seminar on keeping your users working more productively. If you have any questions, you can feel free to email those to me at bryant.caudill@smartservices.com. Remember also that you can view this webinar quite soon and all our previous webinars on our website. You can get to our website by going to www.smartservices.com. Thank you for again joining. I hope you'll join us for our next webinar. next month, last Wednesday of the month at the same time. Thank you. Bye-bye.